Hey cool kids, for today's video we have the last daily flip through forever. Or, at least for now. I don't think I would have started the doodles had 2015 not been the year it was. I spent most of the prior months doing essentially nothing because I was in my third year waiting for immigration so I could be a real person by Canadian standards. Finally, in August of 2015, my immigration went through and I could do all sorts of things like get a job and a license and start college, and I proceeded to do 2 of those things. Or maybe 1.5. I'll get my license someday, I swear. I got my first full-time job, and for the most part it was fantastic. I had money and something close to a social life and a place in the world, even if that place was standing behind a counter listening to a customer yell at me because, I asked for my bagel quadruple toasted, but you gave me a burnt bagel. How dare you? I'm a paying customer. I deserve better than this. I'm gonna speak to your manager. You know. At any rate, I also went from having all the time and energy in the world to do whatever I'd like to barely having enough energy to stand long enough to shower after my workday, and it was tough. I started dropping hobbies to focus on more important things like sleeping and eating, and art was one of the first things to go. I kept telling myself I'd get back into drawing regularly just as soon as I got adjusted to my new life, but time went on and I was finding it harder and harder to motivate myself to make anything, really. And then December hit, and December was honestly a pretty awful month. It started with a family member of mine dying in a very unexpected way and just sort of plateaued from there. I started thinking about what I'd been doing with my own life and getting angry at myself for all the time I'd wasted. Like, I had an entire year in between graduating high school and getting a job where I could do anything I want, and what did I spend my time doing? Marathoning old TV shows, getting to investigate internet drama, playing the same 3 or 4 video games for hours and hours on end. I mean, basically nothing. I decided that if past me, who had all the time in the world, could still come up with excuses to stop creating, then current me, who had no time at all, could show her up by creating anyways. Excuses be damned. I got out a set of Prismacolor Scholars I'd bought on sale a while back but never bothered to even unwrap, and some cheap scrap paper from the dollar store, and set out on a quest to draw at least one thing a day. I only gave myself 3 rules. 1, I'd have to draw 1 thing a day. That, 2, would fit in the 4x6 photo album I had. And 3, I was only allowed to touch the pictures within the 24-hour window of that day. And I'll admit, number 2 is the only rule I didn't break. I did have to go back to touch up a couple of old drawings because apparently I don't know how the passage of time works and kept getting the dates wrong. And then rule 1, I first broke in February when I had to travel to the previously mentioned family member's memorial service, and then again in March because Stardew Valley happened and I spent literally 20 hours straight doing nothing but trying to romance my virtual girlfriend, and then again in April because I had another Daily Doodle challenge going on and it took precedence, and then May happened and said, I know you had a bad December last year, so how about I make you feel better by being infinitely worse? And basically what I'm saying is I'm not very good at this. But I finally got into the swing of things around June and was able to convince myself to draw regardless of what was going on in the world around me. I wasn't sure if I really wanted to share the doodles at first. There were some doodles that I genuinely loved and wanted to show people, but it seemed unfair to the other doodles to only post the good ones, so in the end I decided to post everything in a quick little video flip through on my art blog, except then Tumblr decided a 1-minute video file was too big, so I had to upload it to YouTube, and that's kind of part of why I started uploading videos here actually. I don't want to say it's the only reason I decided to start making YouTube videos, but uploading the Daily Doodles helped motivate me to work harder to upload more, better content. But I think the Daily Doodles did good even outside of that. I didn't necessarily get a lot of great art out of it, not to say there weren't pieces I loved, but it was a constant reminder to keep working anyways, because a shoddy 5-minute doodles is way better than nothing at all. Anyways, I do have to stop doing the Daily Doodles because I have a lot of big plans for 2017 and I really want to focus on quality over quantity, but despite all the times I thought about quitting, and despite all the doodles that felt so lackluster, almost seemed like I was digressing, and despite everything that happened last year, I'm glad I did this. I think it's very easy as a creative type to get discouraged and when not everything turns out how you think it should, but it's important to keep going because you'll get a lot more if you do something poorly than if you do nothing at all. I'm happy with the things I created, and I hope that when I'm looking back someday at these doodles, I can see them as a groundwork for good habits to create more things instead of just little scribbles I whipped out 2 minutes before going to bed. But that's all I have to say now. I hope you enjoyed these videos, and I hope you all have a grand 2017 full of bigger, better things. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you next time.